Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Never memorize something that you can look up. The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. On the mysterious, it is a fundamental emotion which stands up at the cradle of true art and true science. He who knows it not and can no longer wonder, no longer feel amazement, is as good as dead, a snuffed out candle. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle requires creative imaginations, marks real advance in science. Innovation is not the product of logical though, although the result is tied to logical structure. The world as we have created, it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Thinking is hard work. That's why so few do it. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. At least once a day, allow yourself the freedom to think and dream for yourself. Past is dead, future is uncertain, present is all you have, so eat, drink and live merry. The true value of human being can be found in the degree to which he has attained liberation from the self. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. The value of man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex and more violent. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. The only thing I did was this: in long intervals, I have expressed an opinion on public issues whenever they appeared to me so bad and unfortunate that the silence would have made me feel guilty of complicity. Everybody is genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Excellence is doing a common thing in an uncommon way. Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. The only sure way to avoid making mistakes is to have no new ideas. Student is not a container you have to fill, but a torch you have to light up. A man should look for what is and not for what he thinks should be. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. Never do anything against conscience, even if the state demands it. I believe in intuition and inspiration. At times I feel certain I'm right while not knowing the reason. When I'm judging a theory, I ask myself whether if I were God, I would have arranged the world in such a way. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. If you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it well enough. The only real valuable thing is intuition. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Play is the highest form of research. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else. The idle man doesn't know what it is to enjoy rest. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is miracle. The other is as though everything is miracle. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. The most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. I never think of the future, it comes soon enough. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than one with all the facts. The destiny of civilized humanity depends more than ever on the moral forces it is capable of generating. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else up. The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. One thing I have learned in a long life that all our science measured against reality is primitive and childlike, and yet it is the most precious thing we have. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Setting an example is not the main means of influencing others, it is the only means. I never made one of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking. The example of great and pure individuals is the only thing that can lead us to noble thoughts and deeds. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. True art is characterized by an irresistible urge in the creative artist. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. I never teach my pupils. I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. This is quite natural. Everybody likes to do that for which he has a talent. We know from daily life that we exist for other people first of all, for whose smile and well-being our own happiness depends. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. A new type of thinking is essential if mankind is to survive and move towards higher levels. Possessions, outward success, publicity, luxury, to me, these have always been contemptible. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best for both the body and the mind. Occurrences in this domain are beyond the reach of exact prediction because of the variety of factors in operation, not because of any lack of order in nature. Combinatory play seems to be the essential feature in productive thought. As for the search for truth, I know from my own painful searching with its many blind alleys how hard it is to take a reliable step, be it ever so small, toward the understanding of that which is truly important. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Women always worry about things that men forget. Men always worry about things women remember. Life is a preparation for the future, and the best preparation for the future is to live as if there were none. The man who regards his own life and that of his fellow creatures as meaningless is not merely unfortunate but also disqualified for life. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits. Desire for approval and recognition is a healthy motive, but the desire to be acknowledged as better, stronger, or more intelligent than a fellow being or a fellow scholar easily leads to an excessively egoistic psychological adjustment. Common sense is a collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. Compassionate people are geniuses in the art of living, more necessary to the dignity, security, and the joy of humanity than the discoverers of knowledge. When I examine myself and my methods of thought, I come to the conclusion that a gift of fantasy has meant more to me than any talent for abstract positive thinking. A perfection of means and confusion of aims seems to be our main problem. If at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. We all know that the light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. Be a loner. That gives you time to wonder, to search for the truth. Have a holy curiosity. Make your life worth living. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. Failure and deprivation are the best educators and purifiers. Human beings can attain a worthy and harmonious life only if they are able to rid themselves, within the limits of human nature, of striving to fulfill wishes of the material kind. A person who is religiously enlightened appears to me to be the one who has, to the best of his ability, liberated himself from the fetters of his selfish desires and is preoccupied with the thoughts, feelings, and aspirations to which he clings because of their superpersonal value. If I were to remain silent, I would be guilty of complicity.